Hi guys, coming to you from the mothership really quickly. Want to explain some of our squatting techniques and some of the variations that we see, and trying to highlight some of the variations and which ones are the ones that you want to strive for. You'll notice that any of our locations, we don't have any mirrors. We do that intentionally because we kind of want you to be one with the workout and focus on like the task at hand. And we're not like a traditional gym where you're kind of having time to pause and watch how you look and do things for vanity reasons and whatnot. But the one time that I do wish we had a mirror kind of like side by side is when you're doing squats, because this is what the trainer or the pro sees when you're doing your various jumping exercises or squatting exercises. And I guess starting from the bottom right and working your way up to the top left is kind of what we're looking at and looking for. And I titled each one just to kind of give a brief explanation of what I think kind of each type of squat is. And the first one is unaware. I would say that this person is probably doing both things incorrectly. They're just hinging at the hips and they're not bending their knees, and they don't really have the presence that they're doing that. And all of these exercises, if there's any incorrect variation, it should be upon your pro to help correct it, but it should also be upon the individual, the junkie, if you will, to strive to do their best to actually do it the way it was designed. But this one is kind of like the unaware, the person who's never really done cycles. They know that all they have to do is like touch the ground, because we have a lot of touching exercises, but they're not noticing that they actually have to squat down and touch. Okay? The back breaker. This is somebody who I think's been maybe doing it a while and know that we have to touch the ground, but that's all they're focused on. A lot of times they're just bending at their hip in order to touch the ground, and I always kind of make it up to be like their quads just do not want to do the work. They don't want to do the work. I don't want to say afraid, but they're reluctant to like have any pain in the deceleration or the eccentric contraction part of the movement right here. And all they need to do to correct that is kind of keep their chest up, chin up, and squat down, sit down. And this is the one that we see a lot on trog, rotating squat, Tarask, any types of rivets, Kroken, all that. We see that a lot. If you have back issues doing those exercises, you're probably the back breaker. The underachiever is somebody who's aware of their movements, but they're not getting down low enough. You know, their chest is kind of upright. They are bending their knees, but they're not getting low enough. On the flip side, you've got the overachiever, somebody who's trying to go too low. And it's good to get low, but I hate when people say like ass to the grass, because that's not necessarily what we're looking for. There is a certain range that if you get that knee joint too acute, your knees or your heels are probably going to come up off the ground. You're going to put more pressure on your knees than you really should. So there's a fine line between, you know, not going down like as far as you should and then going down too far. So you want to make sure you're not doing that, because you want to make sure you're not putting too much pressure on that knee joint. And then we have good form and great form. The good form is you know someone's actually trying to get pretty low, not quite 90 degrees, and that's okay as long as they're keeping their chest and chin up and actually squatting down, and they're doing the best that they can. Good form, or great form rather, is trying to get it at least like right there at the 90-degree mark, and still keeping their chest and chin up, not really tilting forward as much as this person might be to touch the ground. And the reason why we touch the ground is to give yourself a gauge as to how low you get. Your arm should be just kind of hanging, okay? You're never ever reaching to touch. You're just here, and as far as you go down, that's as far as we want you to go and back up. So for me, I mean, obviously every body is different, but for me, it works down and back up, and I'm just at about 90 degrees. Too often we see start to go down, and then you start to reach forward, and that's when the back tends to break. My knees aren't bent. You can just shift it, keep your chest and chin up. And I think those are the 6 variations of squats that we have, and you can find out which one you are. Hopefully you're one of these 2. That's how you get credit for good form. And from there, you guys know what to do.